Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 4737 Clubhouse Drive here in Newberg, Oregon. We're located at the front of the home. We've got a 3-inch ADS cleanout here just beyond the front porch. I'll show that here in just a moment. We're going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Currently have water running, and I'm going to zero out the camera length counter at the base of the cleanout and refer to this spot right here as the point of access. And just putting the camera in, I can see that there is some standing water in the line here right off the bat. And we'll see how that drains out here at the very end. Alright, here at 20 feet, the line transitions over to 4-inch PVC pipe. Once we got past the about the first foot of the clean out, everything's starting to drain out well, so on the way back I will reverse the camera and send it back in towards the house to see if there's any significant standing water between the house and it's about a 5-foot section here between the porch and the clean out. Okay, and here at 36 feet, we have reached the terminus for the line. Now this is a flag lot. If I were to make this turn here, it would likely continue on down the driveway to the street. It's worth checking records to see if this part of the line right here that I'm going into right now is the responsibility of the homeowner or multiple homeowners. More than likely, because this terminates here at this spot, I'm assuming that the lateral is shared by the different houses back here, but it's worth looking into that. We've got good flow all the way to the terminus here at 36 feet. I'm going to pull back the camera here. All the pipe from the clean out to the terminus at 36 feet is looking good and flowing well. My concern at this point is just the standing water that's right inside the clean out. It may start prior to it going back towards the home. Alright, we're back here at the clean out. You can see how there's debris that's building up right here in the water. Okay, we're now through the foundation. I'm going to shut the water off and let it drain out here. That way we'll have a little bit better look at how much standing water there is. Alrighty, the line is now drained out. Well, it looks like with the line drained out here, there's about an inch of standing. It's about 3/4 of an inch to an inch, no more than that. My concern here is that there is some debris buildup in the line. I don't see any large wads of toilet paper or anything like that. It's a fairly short belly. It starts here at about 1.5 feet. Sorry, I'm letting the water settle here. About 2 feet from the clean out back towards the house is where the belly starts, which would be underneath the concrete patio. And I can see that water line is staying right to the top of the lens, so there's about 3/4 of an inch to an inch of standing water. And then when we go away from the house here, the belly dissipates pretty quickly. It only goes maybe 6-8 inches beyond the clean out away from it. It's a fairly short belly. You can see how there is some debris that's building up in the line here. Ideally, I'd like to see it drain out. It's a fairly short belly. If you watch what goes down the pipe, you make sure you don't put paper towels, grease, any sort of wipe, cleaning wipes, or even flushable wipes. Those items tend to hang up in standing water a lot easier than other items like toilet paper, stuff that it's okay to go down the pipe. Toilet paper and certain food debris is just going to, if it does hang out here, it'll break down pretty quickly and move on its way. But the tricky thing is, if you've got kids or something like that and they decide to flush a big wad of toilet paper down the pipe because they don't know better yet, that kind of stuff can get stuck in standing water fairly easily because it saturates with so much water that weighs so much it has a hard time getting through stuff like this. But again, it's a fairly short belly. It's only about 2-3 feet. Were this 10 feet or so in length, I'd be more inclined to recommend a repair. But the way it sits right now, I think that just watch what goes down the pipe. None of the bad stuff that I've mentioned before. The line should continue to function just fine. And going back prior to the belly, this is all the pipe leading up to it as we go back into the crawl space here. If there were significant flow problems, we would likely see a lot more debris prior to the belly. Because that's where you usually see your debris build up. As it hits that standing water, comes to a stop very quickly, and then you'll get build up prior to it, as well as after it. And on either side of the belly, it's actually quite clean. There is some smaller particulate that's in the water here. So, I mean, you could do a jet to blow this junk out of here, but it's actually quite minimal. You want to avoid things like eggshells, stuff like that as well. Those will settle in the standing water. But everything from the clean out to the connection at 36 feet is looking good and flowing well. I just would recommend watching what goes down the pipe. I think you'd be better off to watch what goes down the line and maybe every now and then do a hydrojet to clean it out rather than do a repair here, cut into the concrete, all that kind of stuff. It'd be quite expensive to do that, and I'm not sure you'd see the cost-benefit in a situation like this versus a belly that was 10-20 feet long. It would cause a lot more resistance than this one is.